home, you could use your couch, you can use a wall. You can also use a bolster in here against the wall. I'm going to pretend this chair is my wall. You know, like say you're in a weird spot, you can put the bolster behind you. Yeah. And you might feel with your legs stretched out in front of you, you might feel like you want to sit up on something too. So feel free to get your blanket below your hips. The idea here is that you want to feel supported. Okay, so it's like we're trying to feel grounded. So you want to feel very supported, like, oh, my back is supported, my hips are supported. If sitting like this is a big strain because your legs are very tight, you could put something below your knees and keep them a little bent. Okay, so arms relaxed. Just feeling your shoulders relaxed, your ankles relaxed. And then following your breath in and out. Good. And again, breathing in and out. Now, can you find that umbrella breath here? So you're inhaling, expanding three-dimensionally in your torso. And as you exhale, you could blow out through your mouth, or you could use more of a nasal breath, ujjayi breathing. And notice what parts of your body feel really supportive. Could you release onto that support a little more? Good. Okay, now we're going to activate a little more here. Okay, so we're just going to tighten up the legs a bit. You might sit up a little taller if it feels okay. And inhale, let's just pull the toes back towards the shin. Yeah. And then exhale, point. And you can look at your ankles too. And just notice as you're doing this, you know, does one foot tend to turn out more than the other? Does one foot or ankle have more range of motion than the other? Good, now circling and keep breathing. Notice how this feels. So try to make, you know, your biggest circles without moving your knees. So, you know, I could do this, right? And I'd be moving my whole leg around. So just see if you can keep the knees still and just move the ankles and keep breathing. You might be surprised how tight your ankles are. Does anybody feel tight in their ankles? No? Well, look at you guys. All right. Okay, and then just relax them. So now we're going to be getting into one of our feet. And if you prefer, if you're really uncomfortable on the floor, you could simply sit in your chair for this too. Okay, what we're going to do is take our right leg and bring our foot in and take off your sock. Okay, so I'm going to turn this way so you can see me. You don't have to sit up against anything if you don't want to. And I'm going to try to take your left hand, so right foot, left hand, palm against the foot, and interlace the fingers in between the toes as best as you can. Get them in there, okay? And then just going to hold it and start to move the forefoot around like that. Okay, so you're just going back and forth and back and forth. You don't have to sit like I'm sitting. Like I said, you could be on a chair, you can sit however you're able to, okay? Without pain, and keep breathing. So it's really important for walking to have foot mobility, okay, and foot strength. We want our toes to be able to go through their full range of motion, and just the footwear that you might have been using for your whole life might have limited that, because our bodies are so efficient that if we're not using certain muscles and areas, it just starts to close down capillaries to those areas. But the good news is it can come back, right? So you can gain all of that back. You just have to start using it. It's like that move it or lose it thing, right? So you can get it back. Okay, now could you spread out your fingers in between the toes to make the toes spread more? and keep breathing. Good. All right. And let's take those fingers out, and we're going to use both hands and thumbs on the sole of the foot and just massaging. Okay, so I'm just running up and down my arch and wherever you want to go here. So getting circulation into the feet. I don't know about you guys, but I have pretty poor circulation in my feet. So mine are cold a lot. Not everybody's like that, but I am. So it's really good to just use your own touch to help that. Notice if you're getting tight anywhere. You can even get into the heel, taking your left hand to the heel and moving it back and forth, mobilizing the heel too. Good. And then you can let that go and just take the leg out in front of you again and take a look at your feet, your foot. You can put your sock back on if you're cold. Get your other foot ready. Bring it in. So we're going to work on the left foot with the right hand. Palm of the hand faces the sole of the foot, and then fingers go in between. Work them in there as best as you can. And then just start mobilizing the forefoot, going back and forth. And so you can buy little silicone spacers. You can buy them on Amazon, and I'm sure a lot of other places. And you wear them, and it's really helpful for bunions and other types of foot issues. But you wear them in between. You just start small. They also make them that are knit, and any of you knitters might be able to make them yourself, where they're like a half sock. Some people had them on half sock like this, but then they have knitted pieces that go through. They're kind of cool. Yeah. Good. Just notice how this foot feels. And then try to spread out your fingers. Keep breathing. And you can let go and use your thumbs on the bottom of the sole of your foot here. Give yourself a little massage. So your feet, of course, if you have the ability to walk, which all of us in here do, you are really your grounded piece, right? So when we talk about feeling grounded and having a solid base, we want our feet to be healthy, right? Feel a connection there. You can move your heel around too. And then you can let go whenever you're ready to be done. And stretch your leg out. Just take a look at your foot. Put your sock back on. Okay, for this next bit, you'll need your block. Okay, so you can take your block or any object. I'm going to use my water bottle. You can use anything you got. And you might need to come away from the wall, and you might need the wall. It just depends on you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my object in between my legs. So here, let me get in a better position for you guys at home. Okay, so here's my water bottle in between my legs. And I'm going to support myself to start either with the wall or my arms at my sides. And I'm going to inhale, sit up tall. And as I exhale, and you guys start with the block low. Yeah, okay. So inhale, sit up tall. And exhale, can you tighten your right leg and then see if you can engage your abdominals and lift your leg up and over your object. Okay. And then inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, so have your hands planted if you can. See if you can tighten your leg and lift it over your object. Okay. Now, if this is easy, if this is easy, you can raise your block. Right? If this is hard, just keep it at the same level, okay? Same leg. And hopefully you're feeling your hip flexors working in here, right? You guys getting that? You might not even feel like you can lift at all. That might happen. If that's the case, it's okay. This is pretty hard, right? Just keep it low, and you can use no object at all and just try to lift, right? So we're doing the same leg over and over. If it's easy, challenge yourself. Try to go taller, or see how I'm using no hands now. I'm just supporting myself with my core And I can feel that working. Whew. And I can feel my thigh working. Right? So if your thigh gets a little crampy, you just boom, 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 boom. Yeah. And then let's do the other side. Right? So get your thing. Okay. Whew. Okay. Here we go. Start low, right? Inhale. Exhale. Just try to tighten that left thigh muscle and then continue to lift it up and over the block. Good. And repeat. Notice if you're getting tight in your shoulders. Yeah. In fact, you know how you have your hands here? It might make your shoulders come up. So instead, try to relax your shoulders and just think, if you need more support, lean against the wall. Okay. And then if you feel like you want to raise up your prop, go for it. Just go slowly and with control so you can feel yourself engaging and using your abdominals, using your legs. I am cramping up a lot. Yeah. Well, we haven't really warmed up our quads very much except for a little bridging. Yeah. Good. And then after you've tried several, just move it out of the way. Your object, I mean. Okay. And then let's come onto hands and knees. And if you were getting some cramping there in your quads or anything like that, just try circling around a little bit, or even if you weren't, you can try circling around. You can be on your forearms or on your hands. Keep breathing. Good. And then just coming back to the center, we're going to come up to standing. So we'll just use the bear get up, which is just pressing off of your hands, walking back, getting your heels on the floor and coming up. And then inhale, once you get there, reaching your arms up toward the ceiling. And exhale, bringing your arms down. And let's do that again. Let's take them forward and up on the inhale. And exhale down. Let's try to make our inhale longer than our exhale. So let's inhale up for a count of 4. And exhale down for 5 or 6. And you can blow out through your mouth or you can blow out through your nose. 2 more like that. So I'm not counting for you just because I want you to use your own count. Okay, just making the exhale longer than your inhale. Good, and this time you bring your arms down. Let's pause there and just notice your feet on the floor. You can see if it feels okay to turn them straight ahead and parallel. Okay, good. And you could have your eyes open or closed. Can you get a sense of how grounded you feel through your feet? And what I mean by that is just your awareness of the connection of your feet on the floor and your legs. You know, sometimes we feel really up in our heads. Okay? Just bringing that awareness down. Good. And then with eyes open, let's take our chairs and bring them to the front of our space. You can turn the back to face you. Okay. Now you don't have to hold your chair for this, but some of you might want to. Okay, it would just be a light touch. I'm going to have those feet parallel again and inhale, try to lift the heels up and exhale, rock them back down. And maybe you balance on the heels. Maybe you lift the toes. You might fall back a little bit and then repeat. Inhale, lift the heels and exhale, lower. Now you don't have to lift the whole sole of the foot and come onto the heels. You could simply lift the toes off the floor too. Okay. Just noticing this. Remember, you can have that light touch on the chair too. So we're taking our ankles through dorsiflexion. That's the one when we draw the soles of the foot off the floor. And plantar flexion is when we're lifting up. Okay. Notice if one feels less accessible to you, and you might have also noticed that when you were seated and we were doing ankle movements. Okay. Good, you guys. And now just pause there, feet down. And if you want to, you can let your eyes close here. Notice how grounded you feel now, if it's changed at all. And follow your breath in and out. Now we're going to do leaning tower. And leaning tower is like your body is like a plank of wood or a tower. So you're not going to bend at the hips. And you're just going to shift your weight, leaning forward toward the toes and back toward the heels. And your eyes can stay closed or you can open them. Okay, whatever amount of challenge you need today. And the purpose here is just to notice how your nervous system responds to this. And you keep the top of your head reaching up toward the ceiling. Okay, now you can also try leaning side to side. Again, you're not going to side bend. You're just taking your weight to the sides of the feet and then the other side. And you're breathing, right? Keep breathing. Good. Good. And then from here, you can even go around in a circle, like circling around sides, front, sides, back. And then circle the other way. And then come right into the center. And you can open your eyes if they've been closed. And now feeling for the three corners of each foot. So the three corners, meaning the ball of your foot, like the ball of the big toe, the ball of the pinky toe, and the center of the heel on both feet. And just feel those pressing down as you stand tall. Feel your breath go in and out. So just building awareness of how you stand typically. You can notice this anytime throughout your week, when you're standing, working, doing some chores in the kitchen or standing, talking to people, do you tend to stand on the inner or outer feet, or are you more even? We're going to step back from the chair a bit. You can also use a wall for this. You might not even need this very much. We're actually, you'll use it a little bit. Okay. So you step back just a little bit. And inhale, stand tall. And as you exhale, just step your right foot forward and you're going to lift the back heel. So what I'm doing is I'm bending the toes. I'm getting the toes into extension. You guys see that? And then we're going to lean back. So I'm going to step that back heel down. I'm going to bend the back knee and I'm going to hold the chair here as I hinge forward a little bit, stretching the hamstring. Okay, and I'm going to repeat. So I'll go with the breath now that you know what you're doing. And inhale, come up, rock forward onto the ball, that front foot, stretch the back toes. And then exhale, bend the back knee and hinge. Yeah, let's keep going. Go your own pace. You might need to adjust where your feet are so you get that toe stretch in the back. Remember, you want the toes to tuck under, kind of like that, right? Yeah, when you come forward. Yeah, right. Hinge any amount depending on your own mobility. So we're taking this front foot. Next time you come forward and you go from the heel, land ball of pinky toe, ball of big toe. Okay, and then go back. When you come forward, ball of pinky toe, ball of big toe. Yeah. Good. Now, the next time you come forward, instead of stretching the toes in that way, we're going to turn the foot over. So now the toenails are facing the floor. So I've just rolled over the foot, and then I'm going to go back. So everything else stays the same. You're just going, stretching into toe flexion now and plantar flexion of the ankle. Good. Good. Now, the next time you go forward, let's stay in this toe and ankle stretch. Now, you might need to adjust it. And if you start to get a cramp in your foot, well, you can walk around and come out, of course, but you can also try circling the ankle a little bit so there's not so much pressure. Good. And keep breathing. Notice if you're getting tight anywhere else, like your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. Good. And then let's let go of the chair. Just step back to the starting point and notice the two sides of your body. Let's inhale, reach the arms up. You can even look up if you want to. And exhale, arms out and down. Okay, second side, same thing. So we'll inhale, stand tall, and exhale. And inhale, stepping left heel, then ball of pinky, ball of big toe, and the back toes tuck under, and exhale, bend the back knee and hinge, and repeat. Okay, so you're inhaling, coming forward, those back toes are going into extension, right? And then going back. And you guys, some of you in here, and I don't know if you guys are doing this at home too, but some of you here are not getting that toe extension in the back. You want to get those toes tucked under, really try to bend like that. Yeah, you might not be able to fully, right? So you're just doing what you can. But that's part of what we're working on here is if you were walking barefoot, that's what your toes are going to do with every step. They need to be able to do that, right? Okay, the next time that you go forward, focus on the ball of pinky toe, ball of big toe, if you haven't been already, that's the order of them landing. And then the next time you go forward, we're going to roll over the top of the foot, taking the toes into flexion. And repeat a couple of times before we hold. Okay, now let's hold that toe flexion position. Remember, you can move around however you need to. Try to relax through your neck and your jaw. Keep breathing. Head and then step out of it, standing on both feet. Let's inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, arms out and down. And just checking in here with that Anamaya Kosha again. That's that physical body layer, right? What sensations are present for you? What has been changing? Now, sometimes we think we feel the same way in our bodies a lot, but things change all the time, right? So just noticing that. All right. Now, if you need help with a balance during Warrior One, I recommend having your chair or wall on the side of you rather than in front. So if you think you're going to need that, you can put it at your side. Otherwise, you can just leave it where it is and make sure you got enough space on your mat. We're going to stand toward the back of our mats, feet parallel. And as you inhale, we're going to inhale and just reach the arms up. And then as you exhale, step the right foot forward into Warrior One and bring the arms down. And then we're going to step right back where we were. So we're going to inhale, step back, arms up. Same leg, okay? Right leg steps forward. Good, let's do several more. Now, as you're doing this, you guys, can you feel the three corners of both feet grounded? So don't step so far that you can't feel the three corners of both feet grounded, okay? So that back heel is staying down as you step. Good, now the second thing to notice is what's happening with your front knee. Is your front knee kind of lining up with that second toe, or is it caving in? Can you try to keep it in line with the second toe? Now, next time, let's pause, okay? And just relax your shoulders. If your back bothers you in this pose, you can lean forward a little bit. Otherwise, you can line up shoulders over hips. Good. Your arms could come out to the sides like this, or they could come up like this. Let's keep breathing. Good. See what feels better in your own body, right? Really checking in. Let's try to take 2 more breaths there. And 1 more breath. And this time we're going to inhale, lean forward, and exhale, step forward. Good. Just notice the 2 sides of your body. And then come on back to the back of your mat. I'm going to do the second side. So I'm going to inhale and lift the arms up. And exhale, step that left leg forward, landing so that the 3 corners of both feet are on the floor. And then inhale up. So it might not be a very big step. That's okay, right? Inhale up. Exhale. Let's do a few more on your own. Let me see if I can get this thing down. I've lost the ability to control the heater. Okay, next time you're going to stay there. Any arm position, right? Remember, you can lean forward if it's better on your back, or you can stack shoulders over hips. Good. Can you feel the 3 corners of your feet pushing down and the stability of your front knee? Good. Good. And then on the next inhale, let's lean forward, and then exhale, step forward. Just notice. Following your breath in and out. Good. Take stepping away from the chair, just a little swing and a twist, letting your arms flop around. Okay. So I try to regain control over the heater. I tried turning it app off and on again. We'll see. Nope, still don't have it. All right, then coming back to the center, we're going to turn the chair seat toward us at the front of your mat. And then inhale as you reach your arms up. And exhale, hinge and fold. Good. Inhale as you extend your spine forward. And exhale, we're going to step back to a chair downward dog. Now, if you want to do a floor downward dog instead, of course, you're welcome to do that. Okay, but I really like the chair one too. Good. Notice if you want your knees bent or straight. Good. 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. And then slowly bending the knees and walking forward towards your chair. Good. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to widen the feet a little bit. I might turn them out slightly. You'll decide how you want your feet on your own in a moment, okay? And in this position, I'm going to bend the knees, but opening them as much as I open my feet. And you can take your hips as low as you want, like you're going into a little mini squat. Yes. And then as I exhale, so this will be the exhale, I'm going to fold and straighten my legs. And I'm going to inhale, lift my chest, take my weight to my heels, and start to lower my hips and bend the knees. And then I'm going to exhale, lift the hips and fold, keeping my hands on the chair. Let's do a few more. You're just kind of feeling through a squat, what amount feels good to you. Good. And then you're feeling into a forward fold, how straight the legs want to be or not be. Okay, 2 more. And 1 more. Good. Next time you straighten the legs, just inhale, reach the chest forward, and exhale, we're going to come down onto the floor. You can leave your chair there because we're going to use it. But if you're at home and you're using a dining room chair, you might need to turn it sideways, okay? We have little holes in our chair, so we're going to keep it this way, all right? And we're just going to come onto our backs and have your bolster, if you're in this room, close by. And if you're at home, you could have your block or a firm rolled up blanket close by. Okay. You're going to come down onto your back with your knees bent. And just pause. Nothing below your head for this one, unless you used something below your head for bridge earlier. Okay, so you guys, anybody with a real forward head, you just want like a small pillow or blanket below your head. And right now, just notice your sense of groundedness, your connection with the floor. And let's slow down your breathing. So inhaling through your nose. Exhale, you could breathe out through your mouth or through your nose, just slowing down that exhale. Good. And repeat that. So inhaling wide and exhaling long. All right. Now from here, we're going to come into supported bridge pose. So those of us with bolsters, if the bolster doesn't feel too high, this is, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to press into my feet and lift my hips off the floor and slide my prop underneath my butt. Okay, so at home, you could use a low block or you could use a firm rolled up blanket. Of course, you want to make sure that nothing hurts, right? That your low back feels good in this position. So please use nothing if it doesn't feel good at all. Right? Good. Only if it feels too high to you. No arch in your back. No, your low back is actually long in this pose. It's almost like, but your back is so arched naturally that you might have trouble finding that, that's okay. Just think of your low back kind of hanging to the floor like a hammock, like the shape of a hammock. You're going to want yours more underneath your butt unless it hurts. Does it hurt there? No, you're good. No, yours looks good. There's going to be a space between your back and the floor, of course, yes. What I mean by an arch is just not a back bend like this, like, like that. Yeah. So you're resting. So this is a restorative position. So you want it to feel that way, right? So if it's not feeling that way for you, just give me a little wave and let me come help you. Here, put it more towards your head. Yeah, better? Okay. And again, if it feels too high, you can use a rolled up blanket. Good. Just feel the groundedness of your hips on the prop. And can you relax your belly? And feel free to slide that bolster more towards your head or more towards your feet, depending on what feels like it would feel better to you. Okay. Good. Now you can stay right as you are, or you could lift your feet off the floor, bringing your knees into your belly or your legs toward the ceiling. You can do whatever you want. You could straighten a leg on the floor. Yeah, or put them on the chair. Yeah, that's any of those options. You can feel free to play around. Linda, you might want to get that more underneath you. Yeah. If you put your feet on the floor, it'll be easier. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so just be around and notice how different positions feel, or just sink into one position and stay there. Now, can you come back to feeling that longer exhale if you've forgotten about it? Just coming back to that. Now, if you want to, you can always stay here longer. If you're just really relaxing and settling in, please feel free. If you're ready to come out of this, you would bring the feet to the floor first, and then lift up on the inhale to slide the prop out, and exhale to lower the hips down. And then you could windshield wiper the knees, or you could draw your knees into your belly. Maybe take a sigh. And then we're going to get closer to our chair. So to do that, I'm just going to roll to my side. You can also wiggle if that works in your body. I'm going to get closer so that I can lean back, and I'm going to put my calves over my chair. In these kind of chairs, the folding ones, your feet can go through that little hole. You just kind of work them through. If at home, if you have like a metal or a cold wood chair, you could always put a blanket on it. Okay. You're looking for around 90-degree bend at hip and knee. And I'm going to get my blanket and put it below my head, or you could put it over your body. You just want to feel comfortable. So if you don't like the position you're in, please feel free to take whatever position you want. And let me know, just give me a little wave in here if you need me to bring you another prop, like a second blanket. No? Okay. Another one, yeah. On your body, so okay. I know it's cold in this spot. Sure, sorry. What's that? She's good with the blanket. And once you get there, let's come back. Sometimes just taking a sigh can help you feel more grounded. Just shut your mouth. And you can let go of your breath work, meaning that you don't need to pay attention to your breath anymore or control it. You can just simply feel it go in and feel it go out. Let your inner thighs relax if you can. Sometimes it feels good to just manually move your shoulder blades down your back away from the ears, and then let the arms fall where they feel best, or rest on the body. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes, you could do that. And feel for softening behind your eyes. And softening as though you're softening behind your sinuses as well. And then down into your tongue and your jaw. And inviting that softness to move down all the way down into your chest and shoulders, arms and hands. And inviting that softness down into your belly, hips, pelvic floor. Inviting that softness down into your legs, ankles, and feet. Inviting your body to feel as though it could sink a little bit deeper into the supports below you, letting go to gravity.